thoughts about Claude Code newest feature plugins. Let's do it, gang. So Claude Code dropped a new feature. Now let's just before we do this, let's take a quick background into Claude to Anthropic dropping features. Okay, because Anthropic came out with Model Context Protocol, and what's notable about Model Context Protocol is that it's completely unnecessary and difficult to use, and really just a public bad. Okay, because really, like, there's no need for a Model Context Protocol whatsoever. There is perhaps a need for a universal connector for APIs, but we have a standard that models can absolutely adhere to. Okay? We totally do. And what you'll notice about Model Context Protocol is that two of its primary features that make it different from a REST API is that it has prompts and resources. And what you'll note about prompts and resources is that nobody uses them. Nobody uses them. Okay? And MCP does not really give you a whole lot of options for steering the model. So it is effectively the same as a REST API. Okay? And I know that this is a trite and obvious observation to make, but it's just true. It just is true. I've implemented multiple MCP servers over every single transport, and I just constantly have to mod it because the SDK sucks and the concept is overbaked, and it just is a bad idea for us to have ever done. It's bad. Maybe one day it'll be good as clients and servers come out and it gains adoption, but it's just bad. So with that in mind, let's look at Claude's new feature for a standard, the plugin marketplace, okay? This allows you to mod Claude Code. It's basically like config sharing, for anything, there's a common thing, right? To share configs. It's like of the users of a product, you establish a secondary marketplace that's essentially free. Maybe eventually it becomes in-game gold. Who knows? But you establish a marketplace and you let people share in-game features or settings with each other. And this is their version of that. And so plugin marketplaces allow you to create a bundle of plugins that can be activated and deactivated that come with the marketplace. So a marketplace is really a container for plugins as far as I understand it. We can read on. We can say, we'll read some of this. Okay. Plugin marketplaces are catalogs of available plugins that make it easy to discover, install, and manage Claude Code extensions. Which is funny because, hey, I just published a Claude Code extension. It's called, here, let me actually just, we'll turn it up on them fools real quick. So here's plugin marketplaces. Here is, let's go to my extension. Here's my extension for Claude Code. It's GitHub, but you don't use GitHub. You use npx or pipx. And hey, it installs everything and it has an uninstaller and it just works. Okay. Now, if I wanted to share hooks with people, that's also reasonably trivial with a GitHub repo. Here's my GitHub repo. Clone this. Copy the files over. So why do we need all this infrastructure for a plugin marketplace where I can deploy plugins? GitHub's already have privacy and access features. Why? Why would we need this? What possible reason is there for this to exist? That's one. Plugin marketplace, a catalog of plugins, make it easy to discover, install, and manage Claude Code extensions. Cool, I guess. This guy shows you how to use existing marketplaces and create your own for team distribution. A marketplace is a JSON file that lists available plugins and describes where to find them. Marketplaces provide centralized discovery. You can browse plugins from multiple sources in one place. Dude, so real talk, real questions here. People are going to create a plugin marketplace, and then I, as a separate source, someone who's not them, is going to want to publish plugins to their marketplace? Why? Why would I do that? Why am I going to want to do that? What's the incentive structure here between plugin marketplace publisher and maintainer and plugin developer? Why the distinction? Why not just have plugins? Because plugins can contain multiple hooks and multiple things, right? And it seems to be the only distinction is that I can turn a plugin on and off. So a marketplace holds all the plugins so that I can turn individual ones on and off, and I don't have to wrap everything under one plugin. Okay, I can buy that. But why this distinction? Is this some fever dream that Anthropic is having, that like there's going to be plugin marketplace like maintainers and then plugin like developers on top of Claude Code? Why? Anyways, version management, track and update plugin versions automatically. Okay, I do that already. Do I want to get plugins from someone who can't do that and needs this like strange abstraction to do so? I don't think so. That doesn't sound tight for my system. Share required plugins across your organization. Okay, I can already do that with a GitHub repo though. You know? Like in my settings.json, I can point to a Git repo that pulls on login, and I can have the latest version of all of my company's hooks and like slash commands or whatever. I could just symlink to it. These are all very trivial things to accomplish, especially for a company that's using this. So this is arguably more complex and more foreign to any company that's of the complexity that would require such a thing. So that's another reason that it's kind of dumb. Flexible sources, support for Git repositories, GitHub repos, local paths, and package managers. Whoa, wait, doesn't my fucking computer already have that? Doesn't my computer support Git repositories, GitHub repos, local paths, and package managers? Doesn't it already do that, dude? Why do I need this? You're saying that this doesn't really mean flexible sources. This means we didn't arbitrarily limit the sources you can have. That's really what it means. It means we did you the favor of not arbitrarily placing like some limitation on what the source can be. That's not a feature. That's like saying, oh, we also didn't kill your whole family when we made this feature. So that's one of the features of it. One of the benefits of this feature is that we didn't kill your whole family. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a pant load, Anthropic. Prerequisites, Claude Code installed and running. Basic familiarity with JSON file format. Oh boy. These are the prerequisites for someone publishing things that are going to go on your computer. This is the trust boundary. For creating marketplaces, Git repository or local development environment. Add and use yeah, this is just, I mean, does this get any more intelligent as we scroll on? It does not. It does not, dude. Okay? There's no need for this. I imagine this will be deprecated in a few short cycles. If it doesn't, I will be vastly surprised. I will come here and eat crow and say, oh, I was wrong. Plugin marketplaces are super popular. Everyone loves them. But I highly doubt that that's going to happen, though. This looks like a nightmare. So that's my reaction to it. What do you think about it?